Welcome to Dragonfly Trading. My name is Carrie, and I am a full-time Elliott wave trader in the crypto and forex markets. Today's video is going to be an update on Bitcoin and ETH. If you are interested in becoming an independent trader yourself, where you do not have to rely on other people's bias, you do not have to watch a million YouTube videos to get an idea of what's going to happen, where you will know yourself the bull and the bear scenarios and where the invalidations are, consider taking our masterclass. You can get the link in the description below. Come join us. You will not regret that. If you're also interested in the higher time frame perspective, I went over that a lot in my prior couple of videos. Today's video is more going to be focused towards the lower time frame and what we can expect here in the near future. I still believe that this is a fourth wave that we are creating. This fourth wave goes with this wave one. So long as we do not come down and tap the top of this wave one with this wave four, it is not invalid. Now, of course, the deeper it comes, the harder it's going to be to get us out of there, but I believe that can happen. We can come down, we can touch the top of this 2017 bull run, come right into this support, and this fourth wave is still valid. So let's see what happens here. So starting out on the daily, we have been rejected by the 50. Everything above 50 is in bullish territory, and everything below 50 is in bearish territory. What needs to happen here is we need to find support on the 40-ish and push back off. That's what needs to happen here. The blue boxes are gaps. The boxes in green are support. The boxes in red are resistance. Let's dig into this and talk about it. Now, if you have watched my previous videos, I've gone into detail about what this count can be to the downside. It doesn't matter which bias that you have, whether it's an ABC or it's a 5 wave. It doesn't quite matter. What the most important thing here is if we can get a kick to the upside here and get this C wave or Y wave that we want. Why do we want this? We want this to come to the upside now instead of rolling over, because if we can make this move like this and then we get this move to the upside, the higher this goes, the better, because we are going to need this move as a partner on the other side, whether it comes down in 3 waves or it comes down in 5. So the higher this connector move goes, the higher this partner move will be. Okay? If we roll over here and make another move to the downside without making this move to the upside, that's not going to be as good, because we will get a rally, and the higher the rally, the better. But then we're going to need this whole entire move on the other side as a partner. That's why we don't want the rollover. That's why we want the move to the upside now. So let's talk about what's going on in the lower time frame. Regardless of whether we're going to label this ABC or WXY, labeling is not as important as how high we go. So let's talk about the ways that we can move up here. One way I see is that we're making a diagonal, which would happen in threes and threes and threes. And this would end up being an ending C wave. It would probably climb to the 1-to-1 right around 41,150 if it's going to be a diagonal. That's one way that this can move to the upside. The other way that it can move to the upside is that we've created a three wave, and it's a A or a W. We're creating three waves that could be done or could come down deeper, which would give us an X or a B wave. And this is, depending on what we get here, is what makes it the labeling. If we get 3, it's a Y. If we get 5, it's a C. But no matter what, it's going to climb corrective. We're not going to go impulsive and just blast to the moon here. But the higher it goes, the better. I'd like to see us come up here and fill this gap, come up to here to the point of where we broke down. Is it going to happen? I can't say for sure. What else could happen? Well, it can always roll over. That is always on the table. If it does roll over, then I will be looking at this is if we created a three-wave move like this. This was the start of the move to the downside, which would be considered a 1. We made a three-wave move to the top for a 2. And then we're making 1-2s. So basically this is, no, wait, let me back up there for a second. Got distracted by the dog barking. 1 second. Okay, I apologize before I was so rudely interrupted. So if it moves to the downside, I see this as being a 1 and a 2. And then, let's move on down so we can get a closer look here. And then this being a 1, 2, and it's creating a 1, 2, and it's going to go on down like this. So basically, we're creating 1-2s to the downside, and eventually it will break and go on down. But I'm not so leaning to the bearish side. I am more leaning to the bullish side based on what I see in ETH. So those are the scenarios of what can happen in Bitcoin. So let's recap real quick here. We want the move to the upside, and we want it to go as high as it can go. We want this to either be a diagonal for an ending C, or we want this 3 waves to turn into an A or a W, this 3 waves to turn into a B or an X, And then depending on what we get to the upside here will determine on whether it's a C or a Y. And the higher it goes, the better. I'd like to see it come up here and fill the gap. If we break this bottom right here at 30,180, then I'm going to be going with the bear scenario, because this would be coming too deep, and I would consider that this is just going to break and go to the downside. But let's take a look at ETH. So ETH is the exact same thing as Bitcoin. We want this leg to the upside. Depending on what this leg is, whether it's a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, which would give us a C, or we get just A, B, C is going to determine just the labeling. But this is the two ways that we can move to the upside. Either an A, we have a running flat as it stands right now, which would give us a B, and then we get the C. Or this is a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3, we get a 4 and a 5, and we get on up here higher and possibly fill this gap. Just like with Bitcoin, the higher the better, because we will need this move on the other side of this, however high this goes. Now, can it move to the downside? Yes, it can. Absolutely. Because we have hit the 618. The 618 is the minimum requirement for a C wave. So this can be done as an A, B, and a C. But I'm not exactly leaning that way. And I hope it doesn't happen. Why am I not leaning that way? Because we have bullish divergence here on the 8-hour. And right now, this looks like a running flat to me, which is a bullish correction. So if this 8-hour divergence can play out, it can give us that move up. We have it on the 4-hour. As you can see, we're moving upwards, and we have this downwards movement. So that is what is going on, guys. And let's see if we can hold this. If we break this bottom here at 1715, 1716, right here, then I will be leaning bear scenario. And that this is rolling over and we're coming on down for another leg. And this definitely can, become an expanded flat instead of a running flat, meaning that this leg comes down and breaks the bottom. I'd rather not see that either, but what it gives us is what it gives us. As long as we can not break this bottom right here and stay above it, I still have hopes of getting another leg to the upside. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was clear and understandable. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and the like button is always appreciated. And have a great day, guys.